I hear you, Samuel. How are you feeling, mate, from a Liverpool perspective this afternoon?
Can I put everyone on notice that if anybody wants me to invite me to a watch along, don't do it because I will get cancelled. The amount of emotions that I went through that game was absolute dreadful. But you know what? I'm going to put this into perspective. Liverpool were absolutely terrible for the first 20 minutes. It was the same as the last game against Bournemouth. I don't know what is wrong with us that we are so lackluster in the first 20 minutes, but that needs to stop immediately. Trent, I was cussing this guy out. I'm not going to lie to you. He was probably one of the worst players on the pitch. Actually, the worst player on the pitch with his... And it wasn't even defensively. The thing that he was good at, passing, was off. Absolutely off. And I know people... Terry, I went through it that game. I had people calling me. I had people messaging me, atting me in group chats, giving me sarcastic questions. And I was like, Klopp also needs to take some blame for this as well. But on the other side, looking through the game, I was thinking, 30 minutes have gone. 40 minutes have gone. 50 minutes have gone. 60 minutes have gone. Newcastle haven't done anything. We actually look comfortable defensively. We wasn't really giving anything in the attack, but defensively, I didn't really see. It was like flashes of Gordon running past and having pop shots. What was Newcastle's real chance? Liverpool actually controlled it, if I must say. Liverpool actually controlled it, but obviously my head was gone. But then, and I have to give credit to Ram. Ram in the group chat said, "Bring on Nunes," and I said, "You know what? Didn't Nunes score against Newcastle away from home last season?" And it was because he had so much space, because Newcastle will give us space. And I don't know what is wrong with Newcastle. Maybe it was the substitutions. Maybe the Newcastle guys can tell me more. But it's like they allowed us to, and this was the game plan from Klopp, get to the last 10 minutes, then throw the kitchen sink at it. And it worked.
And that's exactly what it was. It was a little bit like, again, today, Sheffield United, all they tried to do all day was absorb. Even when they went a goal down, they carried on absorbing. And then the last 10 minutes, they're like, now we go for it. And that's why Newcastle was silly, I think, to make the subs they made. Yes. They didn't kill the game off. They were far too lackadaisical. The wrong periods of this game. They should have been killing the game off. Because I felt they've got a second goal early in that second half. The resolve slightly goes from Liverpool. They probably add a third. Then you keep possession, and we all come on here and we talk about Trent, we talk about Klopp, we talk about Endo, and instead the script has been flipped because of the way. So, brilliant from Klopp. Some definite mismanagement in there as well. I want to get into some of the major talking points in the game as well. Viewers, anything you want us to talk about, send your super chats in. This here just says, Terry, I've joined as a super fan. Where's the WhatsApp invite? So DM me on Twitter and I'll send you the WhatsApp invite. I'm not going to share it here because everybody else will go and grab it. But DM me on Twitter or Instagram, bro, and I'll get that out to you. This here says, Trent made Gordon look like he's worth 50 million. I want to throw this question out to the Liverpool fans straight away. When it comes to Trent, I know he's been inverting into the midfield areas, but are you surprised that the club hasn't looked to bring in a capable right back defensively to move Trent more advanced? Because the amount of mistakes this guy makes, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Is it not something that any of you want to see your club address?
I'm not surprised, Terry. It's Liverpool Football Club. We don't act like a big club, but we don't act like a smart club as well. I guarantee you, myself, JJ, Sam, we were all crying for a right-sided fullback, or even a right-sided centre-back at the same time. We all go for it. And the fact that Liverpool haven't done it is not surprising to us. I mean, we crawl, like, even if we don't want a right-back, who is Trent's understudy? Conor Bradley, a youth that played for Bolton. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here, man? We should have got a right-back. We should have got a centre-back. We should have got a DM. And if there's one consolation from this game, it proves that we need a DM. Because look, I have respect for Endo, obviously what he's done in Germany and everything like that, but he is not of the level of Liverpool to be starting the big game against your Uniteds, against your Cities, against your Newcastle, against your Arsenals. This is a game where you kind of wish that you had someone like a Manu Kone or someone like a Thuram or someone of that caliber, someone of that level that have played in big games that also have the quality. And he just showed it, because there were a couple of moments where Newcastle backed off him and he had an option to pass it to Gakpo, Salah, or Diaz, and he didn't do it because he just doesn't have the ability to do it. And that's how I see it.
That, man. I disagree with that.
I disagree with that too.
Yeah, I think if we're looking at Endo, for me, the issues were sometimes just in transition because Liverpool midfield were all over the place. You had McAllister that sometimes was on at left back. You had Sobosai that was at right wing. He didn't know whether do I press up on my man or do I drop off and stay in front of the back line. When he was actually getting the ball, I liked the way he was getting and progressing the ball. A lot of the time, the passes were forward. He weren't passing the ball backwards for no reason, in my opinion. But I agree. I think Endo's not the guy. But look, going and looking at this game anyway, though, we're talking about Trent. And now I've grilled Trent and people have seen it on my platform, on Twitter. I've grilled him multiple times.
Yeah.
That was a foul. That the first instance where Trent got the yellow card, that was a foul. The refs haven't given a foul and he's dashed the ball in frustration and gotten a yellow card. After that, St. James's Park obviously turned up, caused the ruckus, and that's where all the situations started coming from. Trent couldn't really even do anything at that point because he's on a yellow card. Now,
JJ, I don't even think that should have been a yellow.
He does that challenge.
Should have been sent off.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's arguable.
He should have been sent off.
He should have been sent off. So the fact he didn't get sent off at that point, he can't do anything. So defensively now, he's now going to be a liability. But I'm not going to go and turn around and sit here like, do you know what I mean, it's been as bad as it was against Brighton or the last season, or as bad as it was against certain teams last season. It wasn't. He was in a predicament where I'm like, yeah, it's a mad situation. I just don't understand how the refs going to give him in a yellow card for that, for dashing the ball away, but not for the foul. He hasn't given a foul for that. That was a straight in the back push. He's ended up by Eddie Howe's feet. And you're trying to tell me that what? Play on.
JJ, I completely agree with you on that. And that's why I said in my statement, I'm not even looking at him defensively, because defensively, it wasn't even like that terrible. It was his attacking, his passes that were off. That it was getting to a point. I was thinking, Trent, like it's easy passes that you're giving away the ball. But even with like the whole thing with Trent right now, it's kind of like, I think with the midfield three of Endo, Szoboszlai, and McAllister, as you said, it was all over the place. But I think I'm gonna say it's because it's the first time them playing with each other. Because if you look about last week, we were sitting back with 10 men, so you can't really implement your system with that. And again, it was beneficial to us because we were experienced with 10 men, so we sat back with 10 men against Newcastle and did the job. But the whole thing with Trent, we need sufficient cover for Trent. And the fact that Liverpool haven't gone out aggressively and actually addressed it in the market shows why this window has to be one of the worst windows of Liverpool all time to date. To date. And it's not even about who we brought in. It's about the way we've handled the window, or ultimately. The worst transfer window we've had to date.
I hear you on that. So I want to ask Rack this question as well. So do you agree with them that Trent wasn't actually that bad defensively today either?
I mean, he had shocking moments. Look, the goal is it's partially. Sorry, my mate's dog is here. Never worked
I
with
thought
children.
that was a
and
woman's
animals.
head at first, brother. I was like, what? So who's got a perm in 2023? Jesus.
He's enjoying the win. Yeah.
That was. Anyway,
Where you put that dog food, bruv?
Fuck you, no. Look, Trent defensively wasn't great today, but I'm still of the opinion. Oh God, come on, there you go.
Right, there he is.
I'm of the opinion that yes, Trent is never going to be 100% solid. He's never going to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka or whatever defensively. But what he gives you in an attacking sense makes up for the deficiencies overall. If you want to be a front foot attacking top level team, it's more important to be good on the ball and create chances. And yes, look, it wasn't his best game today, neither defensively and more importantly, offensively. He didn't really give us anything at all. But I still think right back is the right position for him. Like if we're talking about playing him as a central midfielder, like moving, not even like inverting, I don't really see how that. What does that mean? Does that mean that he's going to play as a defensive midfielder? Are we going to take? Is he going to take McAllister or Szoboszlai's place? I don't think that's the right thing. Anyway,
no, I hear you. I'm going to
keep playing.
I thought he improved after the red card, but that's because your defensive line sat deeper. Your team were deeper, and I think Trent struggles when he's exposed defensively. And I know that the ball today just went under his foot, but
it's concentration, Terry.
He's just at the back. And sometimes it's concentration. Sometimes he just doesn't see the danger. And I just feel like he's a player. Again, you can still make top 4 with him as your right back. If he keeps making the mistakes we saw last season, and made a mistake against Bournemouth, mistake again today. If he keeps doing that, you're not winning Premier Leagues again. You can't have a defender making that level of mistakes that regularly and winning things. Well, mate.
You know what I'd say though, Tel? Like, I remember there was this argument about Beckham, right? Beckham he played right wing pretty much his whole career at United, and there was always calls, let's play him centrally, let's move into midfield, but it never really happened for him. If Beckham was playing today, Beckham would be playing as a fullback. Beckham will be playing the Trent role because he's got that range of passing. He's arguably even more aggressive than Trent. But at the same time, if you're playing in midfield permanently and not moving into there in an inverted fashion, I don't know if that's necessarily the best use of Trent. Maybe it is, but not as a permanent fixture.
I hear you.
Sorry, I was going to say, I just think the occasion got to Trent when after the booking, and then he obviously got away with the foul. I think he just lost focus. I think the occasion was too much for him. He was a bit rattled. That's why he lost that concentration for the goal. But like you said, after that, he did kind of settle down when they dropped deeper. But for the first 15 minutes, I just think he just got rattled. I just think he didn't know, you know.
Were you disappointed, D, to not see him not get sent off, though? Do you feel that was something that went against Newcastle today?
Definitely. I think because I think the ref showed a bit of leniency because it was so early in the game and so soon after the yellow card. But usually, I think if that was in the second half, he's getting sent off. He's getting a second yellow and he's getting sent off. But I think I would have rather he gets sent off than Van Dijk, because I think that would have forced Liverpool to stretch a lot more early on, and we would, the way Gordon was playing, I think we would have had a field day. But horses for courses, isn't it?
I think the referee with the first challenge, I think he tried to stamp his authority in the game, and he didn't take into account that 2 minutes later he'll go and do something like that, and that's where he put himself in such a really bad situation. Look, Terry, we've been in situations where 5 minutes into a game, you let a couple of like a couple of times where you F off a referee, or you shout abuse, or you throw the ball away. You let it go because it's 5 minutes into a game, not 25 or 30 minutes. If it's 25, 30 minutes, then it's like, okay.
I hear you. In fairness, look, I think he should have got sent off because he was already booked. The second one was definitely a yellow card. However, what I will say is, I understand the time wasting and the insubordination is straight yellow cards. That's why we've seen a few more red cards so far this season, because of both of those things. But I've seen a few people kick balls away and be petulant or shout and not get booked. And my issue is, I've been calling this out, where I think it was harsh on Trent, was I've seen other people be insubordinate and shout, or like throw their hands down, or jump up and down on the spot and shout, and nothing happened. Yes, he's kind of pushed the ball away. But if you actually go back and watch, Anthony Gordon kicked the ball away from a free kick a few seconds later. And maybe he didn't do it as aggressively, but he stopped the free kick from being taken quickly, and nothing happened. So for me, I want to see more consistency. The other big